Yo, what's going on? My name is CHVRGE, and today I'm going to be walking you through the sample pack demo track. This track was created with nothing but the samples from the Charge Pack Volume 1 sample pack, which is out right now. You can feel free to check it out. I will leave a link in the description below. But yeah, I wanted to make a sample pack song, like a demo track that was literally 100% used with just the samples, nothing else. And so yeah, we're gonna hop into the sample pack song right here, right now. Let's get into it. So initially, off the bat, we have some synth loops, ambience, and effects going on. Got the plucky intro synth loop in D sharp minor. Also, the song is in D sharp minor because it's one of my favorite keys to write music in. We have some effects. Oh, missed it. There it is. This is the bot bag atmosphere effects. A lot of the names of the samples were just like things that I heard while watching videos, TV, YouTube, whatever. I like to do that a lot where I'll have something in the background while sound designing, and it just makes the process go a lot smoother for me. At the 9 bar, we have this triplet synth right here. Pitch down. That's a cool way to create some originality with the sounds, just pitching them around, processing them in weird ways. Yeah, it's fun. We also have at the 9 bar some white noise coming in. Very simple, very clean white noise. I had a lot of fun making some of the white noise and effects and whatnot, because a lot of the times it's just like super washed out effects, and they can get real, kind of atmosphere-y. You can have a bunch of fun with them. Moving on to bar 17, we have again some risers. Let me open these up right here. Some risers, some effects. We also have this pad coming in on bar 9, but it's kind of continuing as we go along. And also down here we have a few of the drum hits. We have a nice little 808 snare. I resampled some TR-808 sounds and kind of processed them in really weird ways and really nice and clean, heavy, chunky, kind of zeroed out ways as well. So those are really fun to play around with. And then I have some nice claps in here with a bunch of reverb. And well, the claps some of them come with reverb, some don't already, but added a little bit of fresh air and soft clipping to this one to kind of get that high end that's really nice in build-up drums. Also have a bass loop down here that's being washed out and really kind of just like it's accentuating the low filter to high filter aspect. So when you're down here, it's kind of like low and washed out, and then by the time you get up here, it's about ready to hit the drop, And yeah, that's the drop. Let's hop into maybe some of the basses. Why not? So the basses are probably the time that I spent the most creating for the sample pack. There's 114 bass loops. There's quite a bit in there for you to play around with, post-process in weird ways, or just toss in your song however you like. Right here we have the capability bass loop. No doubt transpose down 1, yep, to match the key of the song. We have a squishy rhythm bass loop. And we have the perspective bass loop. Again, just these basses are kind of at different spreads of the frequency spectrum to kind of make the sound more full and yeah, just to kind of give it more space in the frequency spectrum, like I said, to kind of ensure that, you know, the song sounds good and the song sounds full and there's, you know, enough content on the frequency spectrum that it works well. In addition to that, we have a nice sub bass down here, thicky sub. I believe the original sample of this was just like an 808 that I had stretched out. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. For the turnaround right here, we have some filler drums and I believe a Reese as well. Yeah. So the Reese is phaser Reese. And if we were to listen to it on its own. So that's kind of cool. It's got some pitch movement in it already with a bunch of distorted white noise, and there was some phasing, or not phasing, but there was a phaser effect that I applied to that as well. So it's really kind of cool. It has its own unique characteristics. And moving on to the effects section in the drop. It's very simple, honestly. We have some white noise risers, a little bit more of just like a regular riser. You've got some weird different effects like this for the filler section. Got a riser right here. Different riser right there. We have some lasers. The lasers are really fun to make as well. They're just like sine waves that have been frequency swept down and processed in weird ways, you know, sometimes with portal, disperser, more OTT and whatnot. Just a really fun way to go about sound designing because there's so many possibilities and there's so many, you know, different ways to make them super weird. All right, so moving on, B section. Got this little high-pitch background sound. This right here on B sections of drops carries the drop so much. It adds so much to the sound or to the song, and you don't need to have it even too loud. Like I have this one cranked down 5, but it's really nice to just be able to throw something like that in like the B section, just to create more variation in the track. And it's not something that like the normal listener would like really, you know, kind of listen or hear. It's not something that the normal listener would associate, but when you're listening to the track in its entirety, it just makes it flow really nice. So that's kind of cool. B section for the basses, I kind of took one bass from each sound and put it up here. So you have stuff from the perspective bass loop, you have stuff from the squishy bass loop, and in addition to that, we have more basses down here to, again, add more variation. I basically did the same thing up here that I did up here. I just processed it a little bit differently. There's no processing on this one down here, and there's a little bit of processing on this one up here. And that basically, again, just adds a little bit more variation, a little different flow. And yeah. This section right here is a little bit more of the same. And then we get into the second drop. So there's a lot more emphasis on the squishy part. You can hear it's very repetitive right here, but again, I think that's just really cool in this particular style of bass music. You do have the perspective bass loop down here again, but also for the second drop, most notably, We have a different bass section up here that has no processing on it because this regular bass section has a glue compressor, some washout to act as basically a kind of transition on the downbeats, right? So we have, that's basically what that washout is doing. But this one up here, we just have basses, no effects, and it's basically just more basses on top, where you get different sorts of timbres. They're a little bit more high end, a little bit more not gritty, but you know, they have a different timbre, a different texture to them. And yeah, so I mean, those are basically the main differences. And I like the sample pack demo track is probably literally only like 5 or 10% of what the sample pack actually is, because there's over 800 samples in the sample pack. There's over a gigabyte of sounds, and this is probably only, I mean, how many tracks are we capping out at? 44. That's not a lot of tracks. So yeah, just over 40 tracks, and you know, I only have like one sound on each, maybe two. So you reckon like maybe 50 different sounds total in this entire sample pack demo track. That's only what, 1/16 of the pack. So yeah, not even, maybe like, yeah, well, 1/16. But yeah, no, it's a lot in the pack. And there's even better sounds in the pack, honestly. These aren't even like some of the best sounds. I literally just picked these from like random. It's just like, let's use a bass loop, let's use a bass loop, let's use a bass shot, whatever. So but yeah, man, this is the sample pack demo track. Like I said, you know, there's plenty more sounds inside the pack itself. Yeah, I'm very happy to be putting this pack out. I worked super hard on it for an entire year. My girl and I just moved into a new place in October of 2021. So this pack has been in the works since then. And yeah, once I was able to get the new studio up, I immediately started working on a sample pack, and it's been super fun. It's also been very painstaking, but in the end, I think it was worth it because I'm very, very proud of the sample pack, and I just hope that people enjoy it, you know? So, yeah, if you watch this far, thank you so much for watching. Please pick up the sample pack. It was a lot of fun to make, and I think, personally, a really great value because, yeah, I put a lot of nights into this, and I have faith that it is a truly, truly powerful sample pack to add to your arsenal. So thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy, and pick up the sample pack. Right now, I'll leave a link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.